Meeting in the Skies, brought to you by Skies Hotel and Shiaya Tourists.
Meeting in the Skies. Meeting in the Skies.
Guys, nice to see you again. How you doing?
Nice to see you. I'm good.
Floor is full of daddies.
Yeah.
Where did they go?
We confiscated them. This has to stop.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, daddies can get you through a day, you know?
Please don't listen to these two women. Do not eat so many daddies ever.
Okay, the thing
One or
is...
two, you're good. But this nonsense?
Yeah,
They're
Flo and I,
addictive.
we don't have good eating habits. We
Yeah.
forget about proper food and we just like, the sugar's getting low, let's have a
Shows in their
daddy.
belt sizes.
Anyway, we've gotten through the day. We may be full of daddies, but we're here. So how was your day, guys?
My day is good. I told you last week about this show we are doing,
Chicken and chips.
Chicken and Chips on NTV. Sunday
Stop
at
plugging.
1:30. So with that show, I have to do like constant updates on social media. So there are people like doing the artwork and
So what you're doing is you're doing the marketing on social media.
yeah, all their communications actually.
So today we got optimistic with Chicken and Chips. It's a brand new Facebook page, and we've gotten up to about 300 followers now.
500 plus.
It's going fast, yeah?
Yeah.
So we got really optimistic. We said we need artwork for when we get 1,000 followers.
So we've already made the artwork for
Yeah, you
1,000.
visualize. Fake it till you make it.
In your beginning brief, that's what you tell the agency. Give us artwork for 100 followers, 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. It will happen. Yeah, you might as well be ready for it.
Simon, it sounds like the Kampala you're living in is organized. The Kampala I'm living in, it's like the agency that it does a lot, right? We come up with our own
my Kampala is
ideas.
as disorganized or as organized as everybody else's. It's up to the way you decide to make it happen. Yes, I'd want to brief an agency that way. Sometimes you're going to brief and they'll say, 10,000, can we do that in a month? And you say, well, yeah, I don't think I'll get to 10,000 in a month, and you're okay. And then you get to 10,000 in 1 week. Then what happens? You're going to be panicking.
We don't panic in Kampala. We rise to the occasion.
There goes a spin doctor. But congratulations, 300 followers. Okay, I'm not one of them yet.
Not
so.
300.
Okay, 500
plus.
Okay, what was important there is Simon's
drop us
not
the
one of
minutes.
our followers
Please
yet. This
You
needs
already
to change.
declared that I'm outside of your age range and I'm okay with this.
I would say it's for all age groups.
I'll follow chicken and chips.
I'm sending reminders on Sunday for everyone to tune in.
And Simon, how is your life in the... You know we're all in the same profession. We're all in communications
Yeah.
in one way or another.
Yeah.
So how is it going on your side? What's it like when you become
Today was very, very good from a comms point of view. We're part of the Uganda Water and Juice Manufacturers Association. This is Coca-Cola Beverages Africa. And today we got to host the association members to our plastic recycling facility, plastic recycling industries. Superb visit. We took them out to Namuongo, to our collection center, and then from there went to the factory itself. They were amazed at the amount of work being done, and they were very happy to join up. So we're going to be doing much more plastic collection out of not just Kampala but countrywide.
Good.
So it was a victorious day. And then one thing I noted from, again, a comms point of view, when you go to the collection center, we asked the chairperson of a community-based organization. The CBO is the one that does the actual plastic collections with a partnership with KCCA.
Yeah.
So these are people who reside in that locality. I like that word.
Yeah.
Now, we tell the guy, simply tell the members how you collect plastics. And the guy starts his speech in Luganda. You know, Munanso Nywa, Sogea Luzungu, so I'm going to make my speech in Luganda. And Sanju said, no, I'm very proud that you guys are here. I'm proud that a man like me who did not go to school has the opportunity to speak to guys like you. Chief, don't make it a political event.
Right.
Just see how you collect plastic garbage. And turn it into value. So, you know, I just remember that thing of every time you're going into an event, you've got to brief everybody involved at every step of the way.
Yes, this is true.
Snafus happen if you haven't briefed to the last possible detail that could go wrong.
You know, I had this thought the other day when I was at an event, and I was thinking that marketing is filling the seats, but communications is making sure that the MC knows what to say, right?
Correct, Kamundo. That's a good blog post for you there.
Thanks. I'll work on it.
Actually, it's even a good book title. I can tell you right now.
Okay. Simon wants to make sure I write a book, huh?
And everybody needs to write a book. Even you.
Of their life?
I would read your
Anything
book,
and
by the
everything.
way, Simon.
That's called endorsement.
So tell me a bit about your experiences this week. What's something wacky and interesting that happened to you guys? I want to know about your lives.
No, you start. What about
Me?
you? Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I was working a lot. I didn't have as much of like a social life or a life outside of work, but I did read something that I found very, very interesting. It was this article in Wired, and I guess this isn't news, but it was news to
Wired.com,
me.
right? You don't
Yes,
think
Wired.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I found it online, and it was about this system in China, this social faithfulness system, where they're trying to.
You shared that link.
Yes, right? It's so interesting to me. So, because I was thinking about what happens if you do this in Uganda. So the system was basically trying to solve this problem of dishonesty and people taking loans, not repaying them, signing contracts, not honoring them. You know, how do you judge the honesty of someone that you're working with? And so they were putting together all of this information from the bills that you pay if they're on time to even it got as far as of course, what you're saying on social media, and then even who you're connected to and what they're saying on social media. And so basically all of this big data in your life is being put into a number that says this is your rating as an honest or dishonest person. And then that starts affecting every privilege or problem that you may have in society. For example, those who have the best ratings will be able to check into hotels without a deposit. Same with renting cars. They'll also, have access. They'll get to the front of the line if they want a visa for Europe or something.
But the way you're talking about it, you kind of like this?
Well, okay. It's also troubling. Of course, there's this side where it's like if you have a poor score.
I expect the Canadian in you to be outraged by this.
Well, to be honest, it's like I'm really conflicted on this. But okay, the negative side is if you have a poor score, it's going to be hard for you to get a job. It's hard for you to get into a certain school. It's going to like ruin your entire life. You can't do anything. They even put it on dating sites. The people with good scores get the best visibility on the dating sites, so you might not even get a date if you have a bad score. So it really makes you think about people who are online from when they're young and they're making all kinds of mistakes. If this is being recorded and it's used against you for the rest of your life, you're disadvantaged. So that is scary. I mean, it's scary to think about what the world is doing with our data now. But on the other hand, this honesty problem, it's a real problem in Kampala. Like I don't know who to hire. I don't know who to trust. I get disappointed all the time. And I wish I could say, oh, that guy's a number 27 out of 100. Let me not do a deal with him, right?
But okay, the thing is, first of all, in every part of the world, you have a rating, one way or another. Some places it's more organized than it is in other places. That's what they're doing in China is crazy. It's China style.
It might be future though. That may be the future.
It could be, but the amount of mapping and analysis required is way out there.
Yeah.
And the Chinese are crazy, okay? First of all, that entire thing it's an intelligence system. And it's, at the end of the day, it's reverse social engineering. Mm-hmm. And the most scary thing from a liberal point of view is it gives the government the power to manage your life.
Yeah.
Because what the government is going to do is give you a rating. I can't remember what it's called. It's an index rating, social something.
Social faithfulness, I think they call something like that.
So you get a rating, but while giving you that rating, a lot of information is gathered about you.
Yeah.
Which information can be used in any direction that someone in control somewhere might choose.
Yeah.
You might have a high rating, but then they know that you have this coming, you have that in your future, and they'll be able to guide this away from you if you don't take a certain stand or position on this and that matter. And those are the things that are really worrying.
Right.
The US is doing the same thing. You know that though on a very different level because of who the Americans are. You know the thing of you need to register your social media handles and accounts when you're applying for a visa. That's for them to know exactly what type of person you are in your social life before you're granted a visa. But even after you're granted a visa, when you get to the immigration control point, the immigration officer also sees what kind of person you are according to your social media platform. That's a problem. That's a very big problem. That means that you're like you said, if you've been interacting on social media since you were a child, the things you said 10 years ago as a university student high on whatever it was you were taking then,
Yeah.
follow you, you know,
The rest of your life.
when you're an adult.
Yeah.
And you're thinking very differently, you're not as high anymore.
Right.
Your focus has changed, you now have children, da 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 da. But no. You're the guy who kept saying something about this and that alcohol or drug type, and that's problematic.
Yeah, and one thing they said at the end of this article is that they called it something like covalence. They said in order for our society, as the way it's moving, and I think it is moving in this direction. Have you seen Black Mirror, by the way? Yeah, so a show worth watching.
I didn't like it, but I watched it.
It's troubling. It
Daniel
gives me
Kaluuya
bad
was
vibes. Anyway, that basically how they said is we need to be able to look under the hood and understand all these algorithms and how we're being surveilled. We need to surveil the surveiller back in order to keep it honest. You
That's
know?
very optimistic. If you don't have Edward Snowden's all over the place, you're not going to do it. And by the way, discussing that over here in Kampala is a little bit far-fetched, because here we are not good at all
That
at doing big
will
analytics
take
like that.
a lot of years to get to Kampala.
But can I ask, do you think it would be, do you think it could work in Uganda? Imagine a
It can
system
work-
like that
it
in
can
Uganda.
work anywhere.
How would it go?
Yes, it can definitely work anywhere. I've actually seen mapping exercises of that nature. We do it ourselves in comms. You sit down and do your stakeholder analysis. You get to work out on the issues that matter to you or your client. You get to work out who are the people that have an influence on those issues.
Yeah.
What are their positions?
Yeah.
And what's my response going to be to their positions? And where do you get their positions from? You go and have coffee and dinner with them. You talk to their friends. You check out what they're saying during meetings, on the floor of parliament, on Twitter, on what, every day you're monitoring what they're doing. So it's more or less the same thing. It's just that when China does it, that's big time.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about 1 billion, how many people?
Yeah, about 1 billion people.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really out there. And by the way, many people don't know, but Weibo, for instance, the Chinese version of Twitter, which is very annoying to use, I've been on it before, has many more followers than Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram combined.
Wow.
Yeah. So their numbers are a whole different level.
A lot
Many
to
more
learn.
followers and interactions.
We have a lot to learn from China, guys. Let's see how it turns out.
China.
Share.
So, what about you, Flo? How's your anything interesting happened to you this week?
Yeah, we flunked that party yesterday, remember?
Tell me about it.
You guys get crushed but
we didn't really crash. We were going for this
there's
interview.
no really crash. You either crashed the party or you did not.
Yeah,
like-
own it, Flo.
You definitely crashed the party.
So we are going for we had chicken and chips meeting, rather NTV appearance.
Yeah.
And then there was this energy,
It was a solar thing
Solar-
at Serena.
solar thing at Serena, like outside.
So you
and
just
then
walked in.
We walked
unsaid,
through.
uninfluenced, not
What
and
did you
said
say?
let's pass and see what's going on here. So we are walking around, and guess what? She meets the ambassador, and like
Deborah
starts-
Malak. The
US ambassador.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Great
then-
woman. I like her.
I mentioned her in my
and then
policy.
takes all her attention.
What do you mean?
And like people are standing around waiting for them to finish talking.
But we
Like
had a
different
good
people.
discussion.
Yeah, it was a
Your
good
white
discussion.
privilege move, eh?
And I shook hands with her. I was just excited to shake hands
So
with her.
for you it
'cause
was a
I was
celeb
like,
moment.
yeah, I was like,
Hey guys, why don't we meet in the skies? Meeting in the skies.
One of my issues this week, and it's going to be an issue for a long time to come, was the subject of the article I published last week and put up on my blog, AGOA.
I missed this one. Tell
You
us,
need
please.
to read it, man. Listen, March last year, this organization in the US gets up. It's called SMART, Secondary Materials and Recycling Textile Association, something.
Okay.
So it's an organization in the US that brings together all the companies that recycle clothing in the US.
Okay.
And then they export that clothing
Yeah.
to countries like Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, where stupid people reside.
Hey,
Okay?
come on.
Not stupid people, because we are considered to be that stupid, and we end up being stupid. We buy second-hand clothing, okay, from those guys, and then we are stopped from setting up textile manufacturing industries, not just
Yeah.
factories to make clothes, but entire industries
Yeah.
around textile manufacturing. So SMART gets up last year and files a complaint with the US government and petitions them to strike Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, and I think Rwanda off the list of AGOA countries. So you see, we're the countries that are allowed, we're some of the 38 in total countries allowed to export finished products. Very many of them, including textiles,
Okay.
to the US. If we are struck off that list, then it's harder for us to export clothing to the US.
Yeah.
And Smart's argument is that we have introduced a tax on second-hand clothing, which is killing their industry, and that's setting up a barrier to trade. Therefore, we are not
man.
eligible for. Wait,
This is America first, huh?
What?
But is it America that controls the AGOA?
Yes, it's the Africa Growth Opportunities Act that
Yeah.
was passed in the US. So it's the US allowing us, the sub-Saharan African countries, to send goods there without paying certain duties and without being given quotas. So you can send whatever amount of the goods on that list. It's a great thing if we use it.
Yeah.
For instance, Kenya in 2016 exported $394 million worth of clothing made in Kenya, the US. Uganda in that same year, $9 million. That's only one of the things that annoyed me. What really annoyed me is Smart's arguments.
Yeah.
Smart went and argued before the commission, the committee that considered their petition, very many things, including the fact that the Africa claim that they are going to set up a textile manufacturing industry in their countries.
The Africans, in
The
general.
African, we claim that we're going to do so. Kind of like, of course, there's no way they're going to do it.
Oh.
Then they go arguing that us stopping them exporting their second-hand clothing here is denying them jobs. Okay, can you imagine that nonsense? We're denying them that job of washing somebody's underwear, putting it in a bale, and bringing it here for a
Right.
stupid African to buy. Then they even go further and say us stopping them from bringing their second-hand clothing, including underwear, to Uganda is promoting brand new textiles from China. We're therefore growing the Chinese textile industry, yet the Chinese clothing is not as good quality as the second-hand clothing from America. I mean, would you believe this?
Self-interested sounds
And
like.
for months this conversation has been taking place. To this minute it's taking place. And I'm thinking, why don't we just tell them we are off a go? If we are only exporting $9 million, what? $9 million is 9 houses in Kololo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 houses in Kololo. That's how much we exported of textiles in 2016.
Guys, I have a secret from my ancestors. Africa's been supporting us white people for a very long time.
Not a secret, us guys know this. We've known
Sorry.
this for a long time.
Discovery of the
Public
week.
knowledge, yeah?
And people don't know this. People think that we're being done a favor when we find second-hand clothing being sold in a window. No, you're making somebody rich in another country. And not only that, you're stopping yourself earning a lot more money because the cotton that we used to grow up here in Lira, in Mbale, in Toro, is not being grown anymore. Even the cotton that we're growing now is not being turned into yarn, into cloth, for us to make clothes.
Right.
And man, this nonsense has to end. Somewhere, somehow it's got to end. So I'm not letting go of this AGOA thing. I'm making a lot of noise about it for a long time to come.
All right. I'll check you out and retweet and see what kind of noise we can make together.
In fact,
High five.
I think you guys already knew. I'm always the last to find out stuff. I didn't know kangaroos have 3 vaginas.
What?
Yeah.
Did you know that, Simon?
this has never been important to me. But now that you've discovered this, you may wish to share. I hope all the male kangaroos listening, please pay attention.
3.
So listen, yeah, the female kangaroos have 3 vaginas, but
Of
then
course, the female. How many do the male have?
no.
Maybe
Okay.
just a bonus one in the armpit or
So
something.
now the interesting bit is, someone said, where I saw it, someone said, but the male kangaroo will still go and cheat. Like,
We need to Google this. It can't be a fact.
it's a fact.
No, yeah. You
Google.
go on, but I'm going to Google. It sounds like the kind of story little girls tell themselves to say all men cheat.
No lie.
So koalas, wombats, and Tasmanian devils all share the 3 vagina structure.
Wow.
The side ones carry sperm to the 2 uteruses.
2 uteruses as well.
Yeah, these Australian animals are not playing.
My goodness, you do learn something new every day. That is one for the books.
Well, Flo, okay. That's a very interesting discovery. But Australia, listen, is one of the countries I really want to visit because it's full of amazing stories. Yeah, and who was it who wrote a book about Australia? Was it Bill Bryson? I read a book on Australia, Down Under, a couple of, like maybe a year ago. I have always been fascinated by Australia. It's that continent that has, it's above Africa. Just above Africa. And I'm talking about Africa is the best, then Australia.
Wow.
I need to visit one day.
Okay.
But not for kangaroo experiences.
So you know what? I think the biggest discovery I made this week actually brings us back to last week, which was we were talking about copyright law, and then Flo, thank you very much, dropped the actual law in our group. And as we went through the week, it kept coming up. Like, this is clearly a hot topic.
Yeah.
So I remember it came up with photography. Our friend Spartacus.
And some other guy, Nino photography.
They were saying how other people are taking their photos, and then I was able to respond and say, "Here you go. I've got the law right here."
Yeah.
And I wonder if he's going to sue. I hope he does. Somebody needs to.
Yeah, somebody needs to, but not somebody. Everybody who feels that they have locus must sue. Look, like we said last week, we need more and more people to learn that these laws exist and then to make use of these laws.
Yeah.
Laws exist. What we're supposed to do is operate within them. It's like having a soccer field placed in the middle of Kampala next to the city square, Constitutional Square. The field will be put there. If you don't carry a ball, put it in there and kick it about, it's useless.
Yes.
And that's what many of these laws are like. There's someone else on Twitter, I think it was Hope First, Uganda, who also talked about the copyright law, and then I said, tell us, it was the Ugandan lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I said, tell us more about this copyright law.
Yes, I saw that.
Let's have the conversation.
Yeah.
So Hope First has been sharing tweets, bits and pieces of how the copyright law operates. Though more of his conversation has been about the copyright law in the US and how it's used over there. We need more cases, because in law, and the lawyers will, probably call in and say what they think different. But in law, you need many more precedents that are closer to home.
Yes.
For future cases to rely on. And that also helps guide judges.
Yes.
And
It's like most of the Ugandan law students, their reference is always like all the citations are like from
Foreign law.
Foreign law.
Yeah. Which is a problem of all information in this country. I think we take so much from foreign.
A lot of it still comes.
Sources.
But that's why we need to learn how to create more and more content here in Uganda.
Yeah, and it's also very relevant here. I mean, going back to the copyright law, radio, may he rest in peace. I heard a lot of people speaking about how this guy left children. He left, wives or whatever, and people who are depending on him for a livelihood. Now they still have his music. They should be able to live off of that, right?
I heard that they stole the disc that had his new unreleased music. Some Ugandans stole it.
Why? How do you know it was a Ugandan? Could have
It's
been
a
Tanzania.
Ugandan.
Could have been a
No,
Tanzania.
it's a Ugandan.
Most
Could have been a
likely
Canadian.
an American.
Yeah, they don't check the white ladies at the door, so
Yeah,
she
you
probably just put it in her
it would
purse.
be-
You check your bag
It's
right
good.
now.
By the way, everyone should start checking us white ladies. We're a threat, I tell you.
Hey guys, why don't we meet in the skies? Meeting in the skies.
Hey, Kampala traffic people, what are your peeves of the week? What are the things that pissed you off? Of course, traffic would be part of it, so, feel free, go ahead and say.
Yeah, traffic was definitely part of it. I think one thing that happened with Kampala traffic, specifically this week, is we got a bunch of new traffic lights. And
Where are these? The ones on Rotary Avenue?
on Lagogo Bypass,
Yes,
and especially that one, Ginger Road and Lagogo Bypass.
Yeah.
There's several now, but the Lagogo Bypass ones I frequent because it's between my house and Sky's Hotel, where I am a lot of the time. So Kampala's trying to figure out what to do with these traffic lights, and you can tell that people really don't understand. There's a lot of running red lights. The
I almost
bodas.
killed a boda guy today. Yeah.
They ignore it. The boda guys are just everywhere.
Driving out of Katikati, I mean, I can see this has stopped, that has stopped, this has stopped, it's me to go.
Yeah.
So I'm driving out, and this boda guy has a passenger and hoots, beep, and has the audacity to turn and start
Right?
gesturing.
Exactly. And I don't know what we're going to do about this, but I think one, I
I
kind
know
of
what
wish.
we're going to do.
Oh, well, can I say my
Yeah,
theories?
say that
and then you
answer.
tell me the answer
Yeah.
as the old man.
The old man.
Okay. So first of all, I think that that people need to learn about traffic lights. There needs to be a communication campaign, and I don't know if there's a budget or a plan for this. I hope there is, but I'd like to see it. I'd like to even.
Like from KCCA.
Yeah, I think they need to remind people what traffic lights are all about, or teach them in the first place for those that bought a driver's license without learning anything. And then the other thing is our dear police officers. You remember that day back when, before Christmas,
Yeah,
they
that
went on
glorious
strike.
traffic jam.
Oh my goodness, I was in traffic for 6 hours that day, hardly getting anywhere. Anyways, so I'd like to see them around these traffic lights, stopping the guys who are running red lights. I'd like to see cameras taking pictures and fining people. You know, enforcement. There needs to be some kind of action
One day
there.
I'll explain why that system of cameras works very well in certain countries
Yeah, it
and
works
fails
well
to
in our-
work over here.
Okay.
But I can even tell you right
Yeah,
now.
I want to know.
One of the reasons why it's not going to work over here is because it has to be linked to other systems as well.
Okay.
What's going to happen in the UK, for instance, is you run a light,
Yeah.
camera takes a photograph of you,
Yeah.
Face
okay?
recognition.
You then receive
It's the license plate.
license
Oh,
plate. Yeah.
okay.
So a letter is then sent to the owner of that license plate
Yeah.
with a bill
Yeah.
and directions of where you're supposed to pay.
Yeah.
A copy is sent to the courts.
Yeah.
If you don't pay by that time, the courts are notified, the date is set, and you receive summons. And there's no one is talking about hello. That no. There's no
Yeah,
cabos.
It's automated.
And you have nowhere to go and appeal except the court or the window where you pay the fine. So those systems have to work together.
Yeah.
Now over here, even if I take a photograph of your number plate,
Yeah.
how am I going to post it to you? You don't even have a PO box.
Is that why they are trying to
true.
put like to name all these streets and give
Naming the
addresses
streets,
and
yes, is one of the most rudimentary things that we should have done long ago. It's part of the system. Now you've named the streets. Next, you need to have, or you should have had, because this should have happened in 1901. You should have had a street number.
Yeah.
Then you have a letterbox,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. So it's failing to get all those things right that delays our processes today. But right now, under current circumstances, sensitization and
Yes.
awareness is very necessary. KCC is not going to do it
Why not? Isn't it their
because
project?
one, they don't have a budget. Two, the people who are jumping red lights, no one's going to tell them and make them understand it. So we, all of us,
Yeah.
need to do this education on an
Yeah.
ongoing basis.
Yeah.
And like you said, enforcement needs to be done so that this boda who jumps a light, okay, his number plate is taken. 6 months later, he's arrested. Well, why am I being arrested? About the 6 months is just an example of
Yeah.
a window.
Next time
in
they
which a
see
guy
you,
might- the boda
you get arrested. Yeah.
And if they arrest you and say this boda is the one that jumped a light,
Yeah.
you say, but I'm not the one who was riding. That's okay. We are confiscating this boda.
Okay, so that was my Kampala traffic. Did anyone else have a annoying experience this week?
and I was just enjoying free lifts the whole week. So
It sounds like Anne was driving you around.
yeah, she was my Uber driver.
Part boss, part chauffeur, you know.
Well, I definitely had a Kampala traffic thing. Besides the traffic itself, there's this one askari who really pissed me off. First of all, we have this thing of we open only one gate, okay? I've never understood it. I will never understand it. You have two gates to any place.
Right.
They open one gate and
Yeah.
they need you to squeeze through
Yeah.
that one gate. So this guy does that to me. I've learned how to, keep my calm, keep my cool in these situations. I squeeze through the gate, and then he wants to search the car. So he comes, opens the door. In this heat, I can understand when a person's armpits exude a certain smell. But this guy, it
Right.
was a bit much. I felt like if you know what's happening, don't spend too much time searching this part of the car. Back, do other things.
Oh.
And then he goes to the back door, opens it, doesn't close it properly. I say, close the door. He says it's closed. Oh no, try to open it. He says, open. I say, it's open. He says, no, it's not. I say, it's open. Just pull. So my latch, I drive a Discovery, Land Rover. My latch confuses them. They're used to pulling it up like this. But mine is the type that you pull sideways like that. Old school.
Uh-huh.
So we have that to and fro until he realizes that it's open. It's unlocked rather. Opens the door, checks, then closes it ever so delicately with his smelly armpits. So close the door properly. And he says it's closed. It's not closed.
You're not nice.
Maybe he already knew how much he was sweating, and he was like, "Let me not break one more sweat in
Then
front
he
of this
shouldn't
guy."
have wasted anything. Believe me, I had it. But then I also made a resolution. I didn't have water in the car that time. I made a resolution. Next time I go there, next week, I'm giving that guy a bottle of water. I'm not going to give him a deal.
Hey guys, why don't we meet in the skies? Meeting in the skies.
But it's been a hot month, huh?
Which one? February. has just started, so we can't
True.
talk about
Okay, I don't know. It's been hot recently. Let's put it that way.
it. Yeah.
So what else? Tell us. Meme of the week.
My meme of the week. So have you guys seen what has been going around where like girls post their thirst trap photos?
Yeah, what?
Thirst trap. We need to explain
Thirst trap.
this.
What's
Those
that?
are like photos like in bikini or like showing so much cleavage or
Where have these photos been posted and where have I seen them?
all over Twitter.
I haven't seen these at all.
No, okay, but you know, like people post their overly revealing photos, right?
Slay. Remember, guys, the slay
In
don't
life.
stop.
Yeah,
Of
like
course.
on timeline. But then what has been happening is this: like the guys instead like go below the picture because usually guys would like be thirsty and like, oh God, you look so good, blah blah. Instead they
That's
go.
called being thirsty.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead they
Oh, Simon's got his head in his
instead
hands
they go
right
under
now.
the picture and start like commenting soccer
Oh, the
about
soccer conversations.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw one of
Just
those and
totally
I
unrelated.
didn't have time
Yeah.
to get into it.
So they start like talking
Talking
like
about last night's game and da-da-da.
Or now the Nigerians made it worse. They go and like draw clothes on you, like
Oh yes, I saw this one.
like they get those, I don't know which apps they are using, but you can do it maybe on Snapchat and I think some other apps. They go and dress you up, then like head to bottom, like stop showing so much skin. So that has been
That's
my
better.
meme.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That
I
has
saw
been
that.
my-
A1. Well, okay, now you taught me more than one thing.
You've learned
Thirst trap?
traps.
That's thirst strap.
Yeah.
Trap.
Thirst trap.
Sorry?
Trap.
Okay,
Trap.
first of all, thirst is that feeling of like, oh wow, baby, can I go on a date?
So
Whatever
that's
you
lust.
guys feel, yeah.
Lust,
thirst, yeah. And then trap. It's
So it's
that
a thirst
such a picture
trap.
traps you in your thirst, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I learned something. Mine is this one, which is not funny at all.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's a real person, but these things always emanate from Kenya, where they get a very pretty looking chick and somehow she's a candidate standing for a parliamentary seat or a senate seat or whatever.
But is
they
that
call it.
real or
I don't think it's
Photoshop?
real. I don't know. But then this thing kept popping up in different chat groups with guys saying, "Hey, let's go to Kisumu. Let's go to Kisumu."
Yeah.
And it's
That's
true
a
that
thirst trap, by the way.
yes, but she's fully clothed. She's good looking. I guess.
But the caption saying that she might run around
Well, that she
naked is
ran
enough,
naked. That's a
right?
thirst trap. Well, for me, it was the meme of the week because of how many guys thought it was funny, yet it really isn't. And let me read it out loud so everybody identifies. So it's this Jubilee so-called candidate, pretty looking chick. If Raila is not arrested in 24 hours for treason, I'll strip naked in Kisumu and run all over the town naked. Muranga woman rep Sabina Cheke. It's supposedly from her Facebook
Yeah.
update.
So I wonder, is this a Raila Odinga supporter who's like putting this out there so enough people will support the possibility that this woman will run around naked, that they keep him
I
free?
honestly think it's some juvenile adult who's setting her up, if that's what she really looks like. I have not even had the energy to Google her face to confirm that she looks like this.
Takes
But
a lot of energy
they
just to
always
read
come
that.
from Kenya.
Yeah.
Kenya always pretends they have the best looking politicians.
Just pretending, or okay, Flo, you showed me a meme. Show it to me again. So it relates to our discussion of copyright, actually. So there's this guy. You know what? I don't even want to say his name because
Don't say his name.
he clearly loves getting the attention, and I just want to let him work for it a little harder. So a fellow that many of us know on Twitter has been on a bit of a campaign to expose how people buy followers and whatnot.
In the last couple week or so.
So, and this is recently since he left a big brand. I think he's feeling very free and he just wants to cause some controversy. So he did today release a blog about this, which apparently he entirely copied from someone else. And this has turned into a meme fest for the TL. And most recently, there's this beautiful picture of his face on some superhero's body saying, "Captain Copy, a hero for every blog."
Oh my
I
goodness.
know who he is. I need to go and read that entire story because
You need to.
I find it's amusing.
Like who copies a blog word for word? Word for word.
It's awkward. Look, whenever I read something that I feel could not have been written by that person,
Yeah.
I Google entire segments of it,
Yeah.
just to see if they're plagiarized. And 80% of the time, I found that there was plagiarism at play. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's disappointing that this guy did that, and believe you me, I hope he's learned his lesson.
So should we track down the blogger and give them the copyright law and see what happens?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Well, I hope next week is lots more discoveries, some interesting
Yeah.
experiences, and not so much traffic. Yeah,
Well, I like these meetings in the skies. They're really good.
it has been a pleasure.
And man, kudos to this hotel and everybody behind it because it's fantastic.
Well, thank you. Now,
We are representing this.
we're going to represent today.
Good
yeah.
job, good job, good job.
Have a good week, guys.
All right, you too.
That has been this week's episode. Thanks to the Skies Hotel Nakuru. For more interesting Kabozi, please tune in to Meeting in the Skies next week. See you then.